Okay, it is Sunday, July 26th. This is going to be take 3 because it keeps pouring down rain. It's just drizzling, so hopefully I can get through this without it pouring again. But see, the garden is just going crazy. I've actually taken out a whole lot because things are starting to get diseased because it's been alternately very hot and humid and raining. So it's making some things happy and some things less so. I've already pulled out most of my tomatoes, which is very early. But yeah, also don't need a bajillion tomatoes. I did, pardon me, finally replant the green stalk. Some things are still in there, like the basil and some of the carrots, letting them size up a bit per lane. But I put in some beets and some more carrot seeds. Got a little strawberry in there. Put some radishes on the bottom, so maybe they won't go straight to seed. We'll see. Celery and cardinal basil. Cardinal basil is huge. There is a tiny passion flower plant in there, an anisaceae that volunteered itself, like they do all over the place. Colocasia is doing well. With more anisaceae volunteers. Got a tiny pineapple plant. That was a gift from my friend. She is a lovely person. Tradescantia, my squumpkins, and if you can see in there, all of the squumpkins. Don't look too hard at the rest of the mess. But I decided to pull it all out because we ate one and it wasn't great. I think it's a mix between a pumpkin and a spaghetti squash. So the flavor wasn't fantastic and the texture wasn't either. So yeah, more Tradescantia. It's my little succulent garden that doesn't seem to be doing great. Little goth girl planter, petunias. Had way more blooms like yesterday, but it's okay. And then some bachelor's buttons up there. More anisaceae. I finally cut this one back, the one that popped up in the sidewalk there. This dahlia looks like she's about to bloom. Got a bunch of little buds on it. My rose seems to be having some struggles. She had just bloomed. Oh, hello, there's a bee in there. Good morning, ma'am. Hope you're just having a nap. We'll look at the greenhouse, etc. All of the citrus seems to be doing well. Have some babies on some of them. The lime, I think, dropped all of hers. I'm pretty sure I got some lemons there. That's the Harvey Hill lemon. This is the Meyer lemon here, and it's the Lisbon. So a couple of babies. It's my yuzu with one little baby fruit. I moved her out so she could get more sunlight. My replanted potatoes doing well. I moved this out from inside the greenhouse. Cherry tomato. Decided just to keep it in the pot. We'll see how much she gets done. I might plant her out. Mustard, I cut back the seeds off of that. I did start some new seeds for the fall. These are carrots up there in my coffee cup. One little monstera trying to exist. But yeah, that's all pretty much brassicas. So we'll see if I get any, since I didn't get any from the spring because of the groundhog. Dahlia, I went ahead and just put them all in one pot so I can make some room. Those are irises. I took out the front yard. Bay laurel, doing well. I did just put some fertilizer in there, so hopefully she'll be happier. Asparagus and pine berries with a volunteer tomato and anisaceae. I've gotten a few pine berries off of that. This is my cart full of stuff I pulled out. This little strawberry patch, I've gotten a second flush of strawberries out of it. Not a ton, but a little bit, so I'll take it. Back there's cranberry viburnum. I always forget to mention my passion fruit, passion flower. I've got one that seems to be really happy. There's 3 back there. That one seems okay. Third one less so. Pawpaw, mango pawpaw, happy. Serviceberry seems happy. She's putting on new growth. This raging mess, comfrey. There's a hollyhock in there that I think is done for. Huckleberries, I did tie up and thinned out the black jewel raspberry. My hardy kiwi is going crazy, and then there's a bunch of wisteria trying to pop over the fence and take hold. It looked like some kudzu too. Oh no, that stuff is ferocious. I did just cut back my peach again. I'd kind of opened it up in the middle, and you can see it's gotten absolutely huge. And summer pruning is supposed to limit the growth. I was a little bit loath to do that, just to open it up to, less happy circumstances. But also, if you don't, it'll get diseased. So I haven't figured it out. So hopefully, I'm doing the right thing here. This black jewel raspberry is insane. The one I let stay in the bed. I guess there's a couple of canes there, but they're going all the way over the trellis completely. So I may have to thin that out a little bit later on. There's also some beans creeping in. Try and put you up there, ma'am, where you should be. Dun, 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 dun. Come back. So yeah, everything's a little bit crazy. See the bean wrapping around there. I think that'll be okay though. So yeah, beans finally getting going. Gotten, just a couple little ones off. And I left the Brussels sprouts in here. No, they're not happy, but I figure in case the groundhog comes back, maybe she'll eat those instead of other things. One little eggplant seems to be getting going. My cucamelon patch has been very, very good this year. Tons and tons, cannot keep up, but luckily my ladies at work seem to like them, so sharing. Been getting a good bit of ground cherries because of the ground cherry patch. Oh, and the amaranth there, that finally tied up. Blueberries done. The roselle seems to be getting happy. There's another ground cherry's flopping over. Chard. Mustard, that one's about to bloom. This one I probably need to cut the seeds off of it as well. Nasturtium's still going, she's not as happy. The kale is coming back after the last groundhog attack. I cut back a lot of the yarrow that was done blooming there. I might actually get a flower off of that. Should be chicory. See that? Kale didn't fare as well. Oh, my queen peach blush? I don't remember which blush it is, or which queen lime it is. More roselle. This is some kind of weed that I just let grow. Lavender in there. See, these are where all my bush tomatoes were, where I pulled them out. My cherry tomatoes are still quite happy. So I'm letting them have some space. Definitely took a lot of the foliage off, so the fruit's ripening slower, but figure to keep it from getting disease. I did just put some seeds in here yesterday, a lot of beets and some beans and a couple of snap peas. Got one happy-ish artichoke. So borage is all self-seeded, echinacea is self-seeded. Letting the purple basil grow. That is the opal basil. Looks like there is Tulsi basil growing up back there, or holy basil. That is, I believe, a green zebra there. Nope, looks like this other cherry tomato kind of flopped over. But you can see that's a raspberry cane coming from the other side. Totally crazy. One little tomato hanging on, ripening. I'll let her keep going. Hollyhock that flopped over from groundhog attack. My remaining Roma, gonna let those ripen up some. Rhubarb back there. See the canes, some of the canes I already pulled out. My apple, this is the Honeycrisp apple, she does not seem to be super happy. Put on a ton of new growth and now is looking peaky, and I don't know if that's just from rust or vitamin deficiency. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna have to trim her back soon. I really want to cut more of the peach tree, but I'm afraid to do too much at one time. I don't want to make her unhealthy. sickly. Sage probably needs to be trimmed back. Got some borage and some tulsi popping up in there. And borage. Pepper alley is starting to get going. Believe that might be banana peppers. I was thinking that was poblanos, and it still might be. They're usually darker. Paprika. My Moonstar's watermelon seems to be happy. She's doing well. I just put some extra fertilizer down the other day. Looking at, I think this one might be a poblano. Thinking just about the leaves look a little different. Something about its character. One Purple Beauty pepper that's hanging on for dear life. This one, I think that's a pimento. Yeah, pimento. But the beans are kind of taken over, but it's okay. They seem to be coexisting fairly harmoniously. That one there. That's a shishito pepper. We've already gotten a good bit off of those. This one is maybe another pimento, or maybe banana. I don't remember. Pimento. That one is a shishito. And there's a murasaki right there. We did have a bunch of borage that was sort of overshadowing all of it that I just pulled out since it had kind of taken over the bed. But you can see this is the watermelon. I'm kind of running it back through the bed so it doesn't crawl out into the yard. This is where the enormous squumpkin plant was that I just pulled out, so letting other things have their moment. And pulled out again a bunch of borage and a lot of grass. As you can see, I didn't get all of it. I just haven't had time. I'd like to highlight my white borage here. Isn't she pretty? So a little patch of corn, though I did seed a bunch in here, but this was stuff I started in little cups. So they're doing fine. Nothing I direct seeded came up, probably because of the squumpkin. That's a crookneck squash, which I pruned, squished a bunch of bugs on, although I can see some more now. The squash bugs are terrible. That purple, it's a purple ball basil. Not as happy as its brethren, but it's okay. I did just put a tomato in there the other day. One that I had, was that one that I think it's one I started from cutting. Anyway, in any event, I finally put it in there, cut it down significantly. Tulsi basil. So, I missed a flower on the roselle. It's very pretty when it's blooming. There's my Queen Lime Blush zinnia. And coming around this way to look at the rest. These are, I believe, melons. They're not as happy. Hopefully they'll start getting happy with more sunlight and stuff. Like this growth looks way healthier than that. Now that's kind of given some space in the bed. A little carrot patch, more borage and tulsi. The fig has grown a ton. It's got a bunch of fruit. It's not yet ripening. I literally got one fig off of the tree so far. But I don't know if it's just hasn't been hot enough, maybe. I don't know if they need a certain temperature to ripen, but hopefully she'll get there. She's doing a lot of work right now. Blackberry's done. OG Pawpaw has done a ton of growing, a ton. So she might have to get a little bit of pruning later on. I did prune this Pink Lady apple earlier in the season, and she's put on a bunch of new growth, so samesies. But she looks way happier than the Honeycrisp. Let's go back here real fast. Look at the elderberry. I still haven't gotten any mushrooms on the mushroom log back there, but is what is. It's been. I'm hoping it'll be soon. All of these elderberries seem to be fine. Oh, one of them might have kicked it, but that's okay. Don't need 3 additional elderberries. But I appreciate what you're doing. I mean, make no mistake. Oh, a couple of raspberries getting right there. With all the rain, everything's on the ground. Quince, that's the Caution quince. This one is the Check 17 honeyberry. And all of the strawberries underneath using as ground cover are doing pretty well. Putting out a couple of berries here and there. Suncoast nectarine. She's doing well. She also had a big haircut a couple weeks ago and is growing a lot. That is the indigo treat honeyberry. The Crimea quince. And Harvey Hill peach. That has, don't know if it's viable fruit. We'll find out, but it seems happy as a, growing sort of thing there. Pink lemonade blueberries. More raspberries. I put some of the mustard down here to hopefully let it seed. You see all the various messes. And then back here, my little corner that I made last year. Canna's doing well. Heucheras doing okay. Gonna probably transplant some more back here at some point. That hydrangea finally looks a little happier. This one's definitely happier than that one. You see it's darker green there, but that one clearly gets a lot of water from the roof runoff. This guy I put in the planter also seems happy. And then, just because I forgot to mention it, the volunteer cannas, super weird. And I think that's, and the ground cherry patch, that is a remnant from a Hauline wood pile that we had a family of rats living in, and they stole all my ground cherries last year, so we got none. And this year they planted me a whole patch, so we're getting a lot. And I think that's everything.